Friends, enemies, and the indifferent, welcome again to yet another podcast from Night of the Black Sun with myself, Rob, the Baron Miller. And today I've got a very special guest, a gentleman that I've been following around, not in a necessarily strange way on the internet, but he's been around for a while now. Mr. Dave Silver, who I would describe as a precious metals and alternative finance guru, perhaps. I don't know. How would you feel about that, Dave? And you're
Yeah, I'll
welcome.
take that. That sounds
Okay,
good.
good man. Very, very welcome. And thanks so much for coming on to the podcast as well. It's at short notice. Now,
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it.
the main thing I was just saying in the sort of preamble we just had just now was, I've been following you since, well, probably for about 3 years, since all the COVID stuff, and suddenly noticed that there was no longer these sort of daily broadcasts. So you'd be walking, I think it's through London or something, and often walking the dog, Kiki, and sort of giving
Yeah.
very insightful talks about the state of the market at the moment and your overall view of silver in particular, but precious metals generally. And what I found intriguing about yourself was the ease with which you can communicate the idea about what's gone on in the past, the big scam, if you like, and the things that we should understand about precious metals. So I was going to really start by asking you, for my audience, to explain the difference between fiat currency and actual money, if you would.
Yeah. So I think fiat means by government decree, isn't it? But there's a few other definitions, but that's the one I think the most. So if the government has this cash, banknotes or promissory notes, or in the future it might be digital, and they say you have to use this one, that is fiat
Mhm.
by government decree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I don't like fiat. I think it's dishonest.
yeah, and there's this thing about, I mean, because you've spent a lot of time on the subject of promissory notes, because I know what you were doing, you were advising people about what a promissory note is, and actually the stuff that
Yeah.
we call cash at the moment is
Yeah.
no more than that. It's kind of, it's, as I say, it's a little bit of a scam. So I kind of wanted you to be able to explain that to people and what's been going on, particularly with in view of what they call shorts, I guess, at the moment on the silver market
Yes.
stuff.
Excellent question. So a very big subject. Can I talk about the three stages of the monetary cycle?
Please do.
This this cycle is repeated all through history. It goes back to ancient Greece, ancient Rome, and it always goes in three stages. Then there's chaos, there's attempts to rejigger the system, and then they always have to go back to stage one again. Stage one is promissory notes convertible for gold and silver. So some kind of cash, banknotes. I think cash is trash. Promissory notes are trash, but if they are convertible for gold and silver, they are honest.
Mhm.
It means they cannot print more of these promissory notes than they have gold and silver. So that is an honest system. So if it says on it, like our £5 note, for example, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £5 sterling, that is convertible for £5 of sterling silver. You slap it down on the counter, please give me what this note promises, slide it over, they will give you £5 sterling silver. That's an honest system.
Mm.
And they can't print more promissory notes than they have sterling silver to back it up, silver or gold, money. But they always go to stage two. Stage two means they print more promissory notes, more cash in circulation out of thin air, just expand the supply. Those with the power to do that get very wealthy and get power. And they expand the supply so much that they have to have an announcement that says, in 1971, the last time they went to stage two, they said, I've instructed Secretary Connolly to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the promissory notes into gold and silver. And
Mhm.
that's stage two. Then now there's no limit how much they can expand the supply.
Mhm. But
And they do.
there's no reflection in the actual amount of gold or silver that they keep in their vaults anymore.
They want you to be confused by that.
Hmm.
Because if it was honest, if you doubled the amount of promissory notes, then you would need two £5 notes for every one pile of £5 of sterling silver, wouldn't you?
Hmm.
And if they did 10 times the amount of £5 notes, then you would need £50 to buy £5 of sterling silver. But they manipulate the price of silver, they manipulate the price of the banknotes, keep people confused, and that always builds up pressure for decades. It builds up since 1971, it's building up pressure, and then it comes to a point where you get to stage three. It's always happened throughout history.
Hmm.
Stage three of the monetary cycle, gold and silver do an accounting for all the promissory notes added to supply since the last time the cycle repeated.
Mhm.
And I feel just recently, since silver went over $52.50, we've just started stage 3.
Mm.
Just now, we're in stage 3 of the monetary cycle.
I remember it was a couple of weeks ago when things really started to hot up, and you said, "Yeah, I think this is it." And it
Yeah.
wasn't long after that that all your stuff got whipped off YouTube, and I'm going, "Where's he gone? Where's he gone?" You know. So I did just a little thing. Where's Dave? And it's like, well, they said copyright infringement, all this kind of stuff. But you'd think you would have got a heads up, but they wiped everything off.
Still don't know. Yep.
Yeah.
I've not. I'm appealing it. All I know is, breach community guidelines somewhere. No specific video, no specific thing I said.
Yeah.
But I think I know what it was. A few people have had this. I tell you, it's a very serious situation, Bob. I mean, I accused JP Morgan of being criminals. I accused them of manipulating silver. And I said that if I am wrong, then they can sue me, because I'm that confident that they have manipulated silver.
Mhm.
And other people have said this. And I'll tell you something quite serious now. A few people have died in mysterious circumstances for accusing. You ever heard of Ted Butler?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Brilliant guy. I don't know. I mean, he was an old guy,
Mhm.
but he accused JP Morgan of criminal activity. The
Yeah.
crime is still in progress. And he said, if I am wrong, sue me. And then he was dead soon after.
Right. I
Now,
think
that could have been coincidence.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, these are serious people.
They are. There's 2 or 3 others like that. There was a CFTC commissioner called Bart Chilton. Do you remember him?
No.
Now, the CFTC are like the police of the financial markets. And I was talking to Bart Chilton. I've still got all of his emails. I'm back and forth. And I said, look, you're not doing your job. Here, this is the crime. Why is the crime not being stopped? And he assured me the crime would be stopped. It's a crime in progress. JP Morgan are going to have to stop manipulating silver. There's these position limits. They can't sell more silver than they've got. Soon after that, he was dead.
Because at the moment,
It's true.
the position, I believe it's something like there's 360 odd promissory notes for every ounce of silver, isn't there? It's like I think it's near 500.
It's hundreds of ounces. We don't know exactly, but it could be in the several hundred ounces ratio to one. Yeah.
So it seems to be that the banks have set themselves up with this, like coming back to what you were saying before, it's just overextending your sort of like your idea of what you've got. And giving the public the sort of the impression that you can go into a bank and say, I would like my pound of silver now, which we've never been able to really do. But I know JP Morgan just recently have gone and bought a whole load of silver.
They've gone long. That's what we're all annoyed about. How can you do that? You manipulate the market for so long, and now they're going long 750 million ounces.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 1 year's mine supply.
It's something like 10% or 9% of the world supply of silver, or something ridiculous.
No, it's 90%.
90%.
More than that. 820 million ounces were mined in 2025. And they've gone long 750. It's more than 90%.
Wow.
No one's got. That's more than governments have got.
Yeah. So do you think they're anticipating? Not anticipating. I mean, they know that a financial reset is going to happen, and they're positioning themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And they're in deep. There's one more guy I want to mention. There's a few other people who've had mysterious things happen. Have you heard of Andrew Maguire?
No.
Similar. He called JP Morgan criminals, and he said, if I'm wrong, you can sue me. He called out the crimes being committed in the financial markets. Him and his wife were driving in London. He's in London, and a black 4x4 with blacked out windows, there's 2 black 4x4s, sideswiped him, smashed it, an attempt on his life. He survived the attack, and his car was all smashed up, but he managed to pull out, and loads of people came over, and him and his wife ran into this petrol station. It's all documented. It was in the news. And the 2 black 4x4s sped off. The police chased them. It involved a helicopter police chase. All we know, they were caught. Speculation is they showed a card or something. Okay, off you go. We don't hear anything more about it. That's speculation.
The
but we know
immunity thing, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened, but he's still alive. He's got a target on his back. He's a whistleblower. He's got to remain in hiding. But he's a hero. I mean, he's calling out the fraud. He's still alive. And there's been several others. So that's why I'm keeping a low profile now. I'll do this interview with you and a few others, but I'm nothing. I'm a nobody. I'm not big time at it. But there's been several others. Another guy called Gary Yantis, who was a whistleblower. He worked for the Atomic Energy Commission, for the US, and he knew a lot about silver, how much silver was being used in secret military projects.
Mm.
Now, he wrote a book, and he's got a couple of videos still on YouTube. It's called An Engineer's Look at Silver. But apparently he breached the Official Secrets Act, and he died in mysterious circumstances. And his wife said he wasn't suicidal. He was in sound mind. He was very sad. I spoke to him. I still got my email communication with him, and I didn't get a reply. And his wife said, "I'm very sorry, he's passed away." And there's a few others like that.
Damn.
So I'm not too worried about my YouTube channel being taken down. I want to keep a low profile now.
Well, I don't know. That's probably a good idea, because I saw you on Richard Vobes first of all. Yep. And I'm sure there's people that watch this channel will be familiar with Richard. And he came up in the COVID thing, came to prominence when a lot of people were beginning to wake up. For some of us, we had different kinds of awakenings before or after that or whatever too. So, and also I think you were on Funky Prepper most recently.
I love Darren. Yeah, I go to the prepper meets, a couple of prepper meets every year. He's brilliant.
What I was thinking about that, just to go off tangent a little bit on that, because I watched you on that and I thought, because he's going, yeah, right, you've got to listen to this guy, Dave, get you into silver. And it's just like, okay, that's great. And almost like the next day it bombed, boom. And you can imagine getting a lot of flack for that. But of course, the problem is you've got to sit it out. You have to understand that there are, what you're coming back to there, it was really the people manipulating the market. And you can see that when you're watching a graph going along, you go, there's a boom, it just falls off a cliff.
There's one right now today, isn't there?
Yeah, I saw 2 o'clock today.
65. Yeah. $65. What is it? 61 now? It's absolutely
something like that. So boom, it's just literally fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a second here, because some of my viewers will go, what's he on about? What's he getting involved with metal and all that kind of stuff? It's what I wanted you to kind of like to be able to elaborate on really is that getting involved in metal, particularly silver and things like that, this at this particular stage is almost like a revolutionary act. It's like what people used to call Bitcoin, like it's two fingers up to the system. If you can sit on what you have, it's not about making money. It's not about being greedy or any of that sort of stuff at all. It's about recognizing the climate that we're living in at the moment and the things that are inevitably going to happen, and having a way of shoring up the future for yourself and your family and your friends around you, and making sure that you have some form of convertibility around the assets that you do have. You like myself, I might be a person that I've got skills, I can do this, I can do that. I know that you have. So we can adapt to pretty much most sort of situations, and probably like yourself, we probably have done in the past.
Be resilient. Yep.
Resilient. It's like you have to be a jack of all trades, but we do need to recognise that things are going to change, and I think that the collapse of everything. I've kind of been over paranoid about this, but that's also put me into a good spot, in that I've speculated about that and said, well, it might not go all it's up, but if it does, there's that. So so as I say, it's a kind of it's a revolutionary thing to think about at the moment, because how you put it, I think, was keeping hold of silver. It keeps it out of the hands of the military industrial complex.
Yes, taking it out to available supply.
Yeah. And the greedy banksters. I think you've got another expression for them as well. The cunning men. That's right.
Yeah, cunning men.
Yeah,
I got that from Chris Dwayne. Have you heard of him? Silver Shield.
Brilliant guy. Silver Shield. I looked at that today. He's got a lovely new coin there, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been collecting them for a while. Now he's the one who got me into it. He wrote a piece, I think it was a decade and a half ago, called "The Silver Bullet and the Silver Shield." Mm-hmm. And it rated, what you put it really well. What you just said then was brilliant. And the way he put it was, it's the silver bullet. It's the best act of rebellion against the cunning men, against all the evil in this world, all the suffering and the unfairness, the injustice. It's a silver bullet against that. Taking silver out of available supply is a silver bullet, and it's a silver shield. It's the best way to protect yourself this side of the collapse through to the other side of the collapse, whatever the collapse will look like.
Yeah.
I firmly believe it's unsustainable. The current system, we're in stage 3 of it now, it's unsustainable. It will not be sustained. Nobody knows, even the central planners, the cunning men, they don't know what it will look like. But there's going to be they want a smooth transition from this to a new system. I don't think it will be smooth. whatever it will look like, it's the best shield, protection for you and your family to stack silver.
That knowledge that you're actually going to have to go through the SHIT as well to get and out the other side. So it's going to be hard. Whatever happens is going to be hard. But we've speculated about this, the notion of what's it, social credits or whatever it is, not social credits. You know, the
central bank digital currency. CBDC.
CBDCs, but also the allowance. What's the name of that again?
UBI, Universal Basic Income.
Yeah, and how that
it's coming in Europe.
Yeah, that will be the fix it for everybody. It's like, okay, you behave yourselves, you get on your digital ID, everything's going to be fine. We got this under control. And meanwhile, all the shackles come on and
ultimate control. It's happening in Europe, isn't it? 2026 now. It is coming. And they're getting ready for the banks to collapse. The banks will go away. It's okay. Your bank will be on your cell phone, your digital ID, biometric ID, you know, and then they'll give you whatever it is, 200 CBDC, like Bitcoins or, you know, digital units on your phone every week. You can't have more than 3,000, they've said. When you get to 3,000, automatically it will be going into the government savings account.
Right. So
and if you run out, you have to spend it. So you can take out, if you get low, you can take out of your government savings account. But it's ultimate control, isn't it? No privacy.
Yeah.
Big business, big government can see everything you do. There's no way to transact privately, anonymously. It's all there for Amazon, Google, Apple. They'll all see everything you're doing. But that's the thing, Rob. I think if you use these, that is private, anonymous. That is truly decentralized. 1 gram units of silver.
Yeah.
Truly decentralized. Amazon, Google, Apple cannot see. If you go to a farmer's market and you want to buy your food for the week, how many grams of silver, and you can barter. I can swap you this. I can swap you this. If you're buying more than you're bartering, a couple of grams of silver, completely anonymous.
This is
private.
This is another one of the questions I was going to ask you, because you did a program where you're talking about setting up these farmers markets, a silver only, because I started off a little sort of online group here, a Facebook group on the island for people that were not into the jibby jabby stuff, you know. And surprisingly, you know, we've got 300 or so, something like that, you know, people from all different walks of life. So we had a few physical meetups and stuff, which was great. You know, you get to sort of like have your say and also make communication with people and sort of make contacts. So my initial thing was, I thought what we need to do in these small communities is to make up a directory of skills to start with, who can do what, who can supply what, because a lot of people are sort of food growers and stuff. So you need that. And then your program came around where you were suggesting these gram bars as units of exchange. So I bought a few of them. These
excellent.
Yeah, the Valcambias, they just break off, don't they?
Yeah, brilliant.
So when I bought them, that's when I got in touch with you, and I'm going, I'm really, really annoyed by this. It's costing me £1.89 per bar, and you go, now it's probably like £3, £2.50, £3.
It is, yeah.
So did you actually do any of those things at all? Any of the market projects?
It's happening now.
It's
a fantastic group of people. Southwest Wales in Pembrokeshire.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of the Llamas Project?
No.
You can soon look them up. It's a little eco village. It's growing all the time, and they do this one planet development, which is what I'm doing. And they're all producing different things, you know. One guy's got ostrich eggs. One guy's got, they've all loads of people have chickens, goats. They're all growing fruit, veg, nuts, and I produce guinea pig meat and rabbit meat.
Yeah.
And everyone's producing good quality food, because I think you said it in one of your podcasts I listened to, that it's almost impossible to be completely self-reliant on your own, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult. But if you work together in your community, what you're doing on your island is fantastic. Get together as a community. Yeah, if like you're good with metal, you're a master swordsman, you know, the things you could make. And then if someone else is a master carpenter and a plumber and electrician, these are real skills, aren't they?
Yeah, because it's like particularly tradesmen as well. That's the thing. These are the new kings. Because,
yes,
you know,
real skills. Yeah,
yeah. The society, exactly. People with real skills, and it's like, you know, we did such a disservice to our kids' generation by not pushing them into these apprenticeships, because they were no longer available. It's like all the impetus was taken out of that, and I'm
shame.
Yeah, it's the older boys now that can do it. And I had an electrician around here the other day, and he was saying, you know, if only I could get somebody to work with me, and because they expect them to pay for it and to look after them. The rest, the government should have been initiating this years ago.
Yeah,
they said, take them on,
push them all into programming. All these young people who are they can program, write software. Well, AI can do that better than humans now. It's all redundant. These skills, if you learn these computer languages, it's completely redundant.
Yeah, yeah, and
What a
that's it.
tragedy.
Because I think we were the UK was bookmarked as being the IT part of the European project, wasn't it? It's like
Yeah.
just take out all the manufacturing, take out all of the stuff and the skill sets, and put them with IT. They'll be fine with that. It's like, well, okay, didn't
A
go very
waste.
well. Yeah.
No. I got to give credit to Chris Dwayne. He produced this one Silver Shield proof design. I bought it. And it said the three things: real skills, real assets, real friends.
Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
opposite of that, isn't it, is virtual. Bitcoins, fart coins, virtual coins. It's just nothing. And virtual friends. You can
Yeah.
have 1,000 Facebook friends on social media. You wouldn't recognize them if you walked past. That's not a real friend.
Yeah.
A real friend you talk to often.
I had thousands of friends,
Yeah,
before
I
I
know.
got cancelled. Like you don't hear a thing from them at all. It's like, well,
Yeah,
that was
they're not
wonderful,
friends.
wasn't it? Nah.
And then real skills, as you said, what you do, that can't be overtaken by AI, can it? There's no way
No.
AI can do that. Not for
No.
maybe hundreds of years. There might be humanoid robots with the dexterity with the hands, but I can't see it for
Yeah.
generations.
And also,
Not for a long time.
I think that there's a kind of I almost think, again, thinking about the currency of the future, it's almost like currency of the future is like authenticity as well, because we're going to start missing that, where everything is
Yeah.
manufactured to such a perfect extent that you're longing for the human, and you're longing for these little inconsistencies. It's like
Yes.
with what I do, that comes naturally anyway, because
Yes.
I'm all right at what I do, but I'm never going to be brilliant. I'm going to be good, but you can
Every
see,
piece is unique. It's not
yeah,
factory.
yeah.
I love that.
That's it. So yeah,
That's
authenticity
awesome.
as part of the
Yeah.
currency of the future. But again, that
Yeah.
comes back to what you're saying there, authenticity in friendships,
Yes.
authenticity in the way you lead your life. Try not to lie to yourself and lie to others, I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
And I think we should all be eating local and in season.
Mm,
All everything you want, your skills, goods and services, a community local to you. It is okay to buy things from China cheap occasionally, and I mean it's hard not to. But
mm,
primarily, if most of your transactions you've got these 1 gram bars of silver and you've got them in little leather pouches, and goods and services, you need a service, you pay in silver or you barter. I think barter should be the first one, shouldn't it?
yeah.
If you're growing fruit and vegetables and you want to buy some eggs, meat, and milk, if you can barter, that's the first. But you need a coincidence of once, and it often doesn't happen. They
Yeah.
might not. They might not desire what you've got, and you might not desire what they're offering, but you can work it out with silver. Silver is universally recognized as money.
Yeah.
In many languages around the world, it's just one word for silver and money. It's just what it is: money. Silver is money.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I
the
guess
ultimate.
one of the things that will, because it's the working man's money as well, isn't it? It's like
It is.
gold is for the princes and the kings, and
Yeah,
for the money people. But yeah, it's always been considered
the
the metal
people's money.
the people. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's things that we can understand. But there's a sort of irony to what you're saying there, isn't there? Because the problem with silver is it could go bombing up at this point
yes,
to where so people like yourself have been saying to folk, go and get a bit, you know,
yeah.
um,
Take it out. Take it out of available supply.
do yourself a favor. Yeah, take it out.
Yeah,
There's that too. It's like
yeah,
you'd be doing the world a favor because it's not going
yeah.
into to bomb some poor child in the Middle East somewhere,
Yes,
or it's not going to feed the greedy sort of avaricious nature of the bankers.
yeah.
Um,
The beast.
yeah, and
Yeah,
also as well, which occurs as well because of the prolific use in things like solar panels. It's like
yeah,
here on Skye, we've got they've been proposing 20 wind farms, not 20 wind turbines, 20 farms of these
yeah,
things. And you think we all know the net zero thing's a complete scam, the same as
yeah.
absolutely everything is as well. So if you can withhold from these people too, it's just like up yours.
It's
It,
happening. They're
yeah,
running out of silver. They can't make all those wind farms. They
yeah.
can't put all these solar panels on good agricultural land and put all those chemicals into the earth. If they run out of silver, they can't do that.
Mm. I
Because
think
I'm
even
fascinated by solar.
you're fascinated by solar.
Yeah. Can I tell you some figures, Rob? This will shock you
Yeah.
if you didn't know already. Up until 2023, 2024, the entire amount of solar panels ever made all around the world in history, since the 1970s, actually in the 60s, there were some solar panels, but it amounts to 2 terawatts. Sounds
Mm.
a lot. So that is the total amount of solar panels ever made up until 2024, 2 terawatts. 90 something percent of that is on landfill already. All the stuff in the 70s is on landfill already. Now, 2 terawatts sounds a lot. In 2025, this year, 1 terawatt is being made in 1 year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that mind-boggling?
Yeah.
It's going up and it's just whoosh.
Yeah.
In but 1 year.
In 1 year. So I think you've mentioned it a few times as well. It's like they've barely got enough for these new projects that are going on in India.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They're all the demand for solar, and like you said, we know it's all a farce, isn't it? But this COP 2030 in South America, I don't know if you're watching it, but it's almost unbearable to watch. But Prince William came up, they gave a speech, and he said, we've got to transition away from fossil fuels. We've got to go over to clean renewables. And he gave this illustration in the Stone Age. They didn't stop using stones because they ran out of stones. They got something better, the Iron Age. They went over to metal, and we're not running out of fossil fuels, he said, but we're going to stop using coal, stop using oil, stop using natural gas, and we're going to have solar. And it all sounds wonderful. Everybody claps. But where's the resources going to come from? 1 terawatt a year is not enough. They need to make 8 terawatts a year.
Wow.
To transition away to stop all the coal burning and oil burning. It's not going to happen. It's all nonsense, isn't it? It's a farce. We know it is.
And there's the enormous impact that all of the crypto, not crypto, that whole mining infrastructure as well, isn't
crypto
it?
mining.
Yeah.
The crypto mining and the AI data centers, which I think, Rob, they are the same thing.
Right.
The crypto miners, what are they doing? We're mining Bitcoin, we're solving algorithms. It is a big AI brain. It's an integrated AI brain all around the world, just the same as all the data centers. It's increasing the power of AI. It's an integrated AI brain. It's several different AI minds, all integrated. It's using more electricity than several countries.
Yeah, and that's just increasing all the time too, isn't it?
Increasing. It's going exponential. And that uses up so much silver. The amount of little bits of silver in all the super AI chips and the circuit boards, the wiring, the soldering, and every 18 months the power doubles, power requirements. So they rip out the old hardware, the AI chip. This is redundant now. Chuck it on landfill. Let's put the new super duper AI chip in there. 18 months later, replace it again. All this silver and copper and all these other resources that are scarce, they end up on landfill, and it's unsustainable.
Yeah,
you can't keep doing that. You're going to run out.
There's going to be there'll be a lot of people that will be getting into scrap and picking up as much stuff as they can once things start to get underway, and recycling. But
that's interesting you say that, because gold, of course, is economic to retrieve. Gold's $4,500 for an ounce. So 1 ounce of gold, they say it costs about $3,000 roughly to recover an ounce of gold or silver from landfill, and it's the same. It's not cheaper to get silver. It's the same cost. It costs about $3,000.
Oh, really? Well, right.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a small amount. You go through several ton of landfill. Most of it is not electronics. It's such tiny amounts of silver in all the soldering joints. You have to go through several ton to get 1 ounce. So it costs $3,000 to get 1 ounce of gold or silver back. It is worth it for gold. It's $4,500 per ounce. Silver is like $60 per ounce. They're not going to make a loss of $2,930. It's not. They don't get any silver back. It's not economic until the price has gone up a long way.
And that applies to the mining as well, doesn't it? So
mining is fascinating. Can I tell you about mining?
Please do.
They're very deceptive, because they say the cost of mining silver is like, it's $20 an ounce. Gold costs like $3,000 to mine gold. It's the same. The truth is, it costs the same to mine an ounce of silver, an ounce of gold, but they put all the costs on gold. The locating, the deposit, bringing the ore up, refining it, and then all those costs. Imagine the cost, the permits, the energy, the fuel, and it costs this much. And now, the silver's just left over. It's already been paid for.
Right.
That's been paid for. It's $20 an ounce for silver.
Is the silver like a byproduct of the gold mining?
Byproduct.
Yeah.
And all metals. Yeah, it's like 70-something% byproduct.
Yeah, so it's like burying your losses kind of thing.
Yeah. They could just as easily say it costs $3,000 to mine an ounce of silver, and the gold is left over. That's just like $20 an ounce. It's already been paid for. That's left over.
Brilliant.
Because you've heard of electrum, haven't you? Everyone knows electrum is a naturally occurring deposit. It could be 70% gold, 30% silver, or the other way around, or it could be 50-50. It's a naturally occurring nugget of both gold or silver. Now, to mine that, just call it electrum. It's the same cost to mine silver or gold. It's not like silver's cheaper. It costs the same, doesn't it? I've heard the illustration with petrol and diesel. You could put all the costs on diesel. You say diesel is like £10 a gallon. Oh, petrol's left over. It's already been paid for. That's like 10p a litre, you know.
Right.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? They're deceptive the way they do the mining costs.
Just juggling.
Yeah.
So let's say for the listeners here as well, if you hypothetically had £1,000 in your bank at the moment, if we all did individually, how would you recommend a person were to spend, invest, or use that?
Good question. I'd say it's not too late. Silver, even though it's hard to get silver now, there's shortages, it's still very cheap. I know it's gone up a long way. It is still very cheap. I wouldn't buy gold. I don't like gold. I think gold is in surplus every year, whereas silver is in deficit every year. And silver's going to go and catch up with gold. It has to now. Yeah. Because gold there's so much gold. They say there's only, this many 200,000 tons of gold have been mined through all of history. I think that's nonsense. I think it could be 10 times that. We don't know. But gold lasts forever.
I have heard that the speculation that it could end up 1-to-1, which would be, wow.
It could. It should be silver should be worth more than gold. I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Yeah. Go back 100 years, Rob. 1925. All the big bullion vaults around the world were roughly full up with gold and silver, the two monetary precious metals. You know, the central bank vaults, the big bullion vaults. Now, for 100 years, gold is in surplus every year. Silver is in deficit every year. That means more silver is in demand than is being supplied by mining. So there's been a drawdown. How do you meet that deficit? You take it out of all the vaults that have been slowly going down, less and less silver, and then they come to the floor. In other words, they start taking from over there to meet the deficit. Now that space that used to be full up with silver is slowly getting full up with even more gold, because gold's in surplus every year. And in fact, the whole vault is full with gold. There's no more room. They're having to build huge, massive vaults to hold all this excess gold. It's in such a surplus. There's loads of gold. There's been some brilliant books written on it. There's one book called Gold Warriors by Sterling and Peggy Seagrave. Now, they have a lot of evidence that there's 10 times more gold than what we are told. They compare it to diamonds. You know the story with diamonds.
Yeah.
They keep these diamonds off the market to make it appear more rare than they are. Yeah. To be as cartel. To make it look like diamonds are very rare, but it's much more abundant than we are told.
Yeah.
Same with gold. Silver is the opposite. JP Morgan tries to make it look like silver's much more abundant than it actually is by flooding the market with paper promises, digital promises of future delivery. Oh, there's so much silver. No, there's not. It's all fake paper promises, broken promises.
Yeah. So this is coming back for people that were listening earlier on. This idea about the paper promises that Dave's talking about is like, for every 1 ounce of silver, he's 500 pieces of paper. So the same 1 ounce is owned by 500 different individuals. So it's like the run on the banks. It's like as soon as people start to wake up and pay attention, they'll say, well, I'd like the metal now, please. And you've got 500 people tapping on the window for the one coin. So
musical chairs with one chair for 500 people.
So yeah, that's got to be getting uncomfortable. So it seems like what they've been doing is actually putting loads of bullion onto flights in between London and New York in order just to be able to put it into the ledger, so it's appeared in the ledger in London, and then they'll stick it back on another flight and send it back to New York. Is that right? That kind of thing.
And into Dubai. Yep. Yeah. And we had an admission. You know, Jeffrey Christian is the banker's spokesman. His job is to try and say, don't worry, don't buy silver. There's plenty of silver. Don't worry, there's no shortage. That's his job, you know. And he admitted inadvertently that it was the same silver. That there's 500 flights, big commercial flights, bringing silver from India had a shortage. And the COMEX in New York had a shortage. They flew it to the COMEX, and they flew it from London to the COMEX, count it in inventory there. Okay, we're all right. Now they take that same silver out, fly it back to London, and they leave it in inventory in the COMEX, but actually there's none left there. It's the same silver. And he said back to London, and he said because it came from London to the COMEX, now it's going back to London because they've got a shortage there. He inadvertently gave up the scam. That's what they're doing. There is a shortage.
It's a magic. It's a bloody bunny in a top hat trick, really, isn't it? It's like they haven't got the backing for what they've projected, and that's just greed. So we're
It
seeing
is.
raw and naked and avaricious greed presented
Yeah.
in its most pure form here. And the beauty of this is that when the rug is pulled out from underneath them, it's going to be such a spectacular mess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because the consequence of that is that the whole system goes. So it's almost like, and I've said this to somebody before, and I'm trying not to be hyperbolic, but it's almost as though the whole deck of cards can come down just through the illusion of silver being revealed.
I think that is the kingpin. That's what it's all about. The shortage of silver. You can't make solar panels with paper promises of silver. You
Mm,
can't make nuclear control rods. You can't make wind turbines. You can't do hydroelectric. Do you know about the nuclear industry uses so much silver,
mm,
and that is gone. No matter, even if it was $10,000 an ounce, you can't get that back. The first time I learned about this was Fukushima. Do you remember the tsunami?
yeah.
Now we saw into a nuclear reactor for the first time, and there's these big nuclear controllers, big assemblies of nuclear control rods, these silver rods, 80% silver. So now like 20% other things. It has to be silver. That is the breaks of the nuclear reactor. Each
Mm,
one of these rods is tens of thousands of ounces of silver. And there's big assemblies of them. We're talking hundreds of thousands of ounces. It lasts 5 years. It becomes high level nuclear waste, dumped with nuclear waste with all the depleted uranium. And then they replace it with new silver every 5 years. That's been happening since the 50s.
right.
Every nuclear reactor around the world, including submarines, battleships, every nuclear reactor, all the
Right.
nuclear power stations. Now that silver is gone. It's high level nuclear waste. There's no technology that you can really clean it and
Mm,
put it back into circulation. But what is worrying, Rob? One guy in America, I don't know if it's true, but he's got a Geiger counter. You can buy a cheap Geiger counter off Amazon, and some of his silver was highly irradiated.
right.
Whether it was a trick or not, it seemed genuine to me.
Okay.
So I recommend you buy a cheap Geiger counter. You can get them cheap. Check your silver. Because what if these cunning men are not dumping the high level nuclear waste, but somewhere along the line in the supply chain, there's
Oh, undoubtedly.
oh my word. I've checked all mine. I've got no radioactive. But people are putting this in your drinking water to kill bacteria, Imagine
Right.
you're putting radioactive silver.
Yeah, but
I mean,
yeah, that's right. Silver and gold as well. It's always been like a traditional thing to clean up water and stuff, hasn't it, too?
absolutely kills
Yeah.
bacteria, kills parasites, kills super bugs.
Yeah.
Antibiotics have created these super bugs.
Yeah.
Well, silver is the only thing. These experiments in the petri dish in a controlled environment, there's
Mm.
no pathogen that's been able to survive in the presence of colloidal silver on a
Colloidal.
1-to-1
Yeah.
ratio. Yeah,
Wow. Right.
it's
Yeah.
amazing stuff.
Yeah. Um, Coming back, we kind of inadvertently went to Japan, but I know your wife's Japanese, isn't she?
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. Kids
So
are half Japanese. Yep,
yeah, you spend quite a bit of time over there, do you?
roughly half a year. Yeah, we love it
Yeah. I've
half the
just
time.
before because I was watching one of your programs today as well. It's really good to see you back on YouTube. So let's give
Oh, thank you.
t tell the name of your channel for people
Level
to know.
50 prepper. I got a new channel.
Level 50 Prepper. If you
Yeah,
check that one out on YouTube, you've got like about 19 subs now or something like that.
I know. I
You,
start again. Yeah,
you
yeah,
must have
they'll
had
come back.
tens of thousands of people.
18,000 at the top. Yeah,
Is
it
it?
was.
Yeah, crazy man. That's all got boom. So
Yeah,
did you have anybody come after you and saying, yeah, what happened? Where are you?
oh, I get emails all the time. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
and I don't know the answer. I breached community guidelines somewhere, but they never
yeah,
gave me a specific. I don't
yeah.
know.
I think
Yeah,
you probably got something there because just too much of a coincidence when things really start to kick in and pick up. It's like
yeah,
all of a sudden you go quiet. It's like that's a bit weird. This is
yeah,
the one voice because I'd listened to a few different channels around this kind of subject, but you kind of get tired of these guys going, it's gonna go 1,000 times, million times, all the rest of it. It's like,
mm,
oh well, we'll see. It'd be nice if it does. Sure, great, but it's
keep
not.
level-headed.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
me, it's not the money thing. It's something else. It's
yeah,
about this whole idea about how we can look after ourselves and the people around us, not get freaked
good.
out by stuff,
Yeah,
put something in your own bank for a change rather than losing it in somebody else's, because they'll do the old was it the bail-in thing,
yes.
it's all
And the
good.
beauty, the beauty is it's private and anonymous. It is
Yeah.
absolutely anonymous. Nobody knows. Chris Drain says the two rules are: you never store it at home,
Mm,
don't, because if it's government confiscation, and you never store it in a third-party vault like that, or safety deposit box or bank. He says think like a pirate.
Mm.
bury it. He says have several survival caches, and I put other survival preps in there, and have a treasure map for your kids in case you die. It's your life insurance for your family,
Yeah.
and keep it private and anonymous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And can I get back to the radiation aspect one more
Yeah.
time?
Go for it. Yeah.
Because it's a fascinating business how gold, if that was irradiated, it wouldn't make much difference because gold's in surplus every year. It's not really used in industry. It's used a little bit on some audio connectors and things. It's a very small amount, but it's always recovered because it's economic to do so. Now, do you remember the James Bond film Goldfinger back in the 60s? Amazing film. The story is that the bad guy is Goldfinger. He is going to irradiate all the gold at Fort Knox.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it would make it radioactive for 60 years, 65 years, 68 years, something like that. Well, that was back in the 60s. Right now, it would not be radioactive. That was 68 years ago, something like that. All that time, it wouldn't matter if that gold was radioactive or not. It's just been sitting there. No one's ever been in to do an audit. No one's ever been in to check if it's still there. It wouldn't matter. If gold was radioactive for all those years, it wouldn't make any difference. The world doesn't need gold. If all the gold disappeared just that, the world wouldn't change. Yeah. If silver was radioactive, it would matter. Yeah. We're running out of silver. We're in deficit. The figures are absolutely astounding. That 820 million ounces is being mined every year. Mm-hmm. It's falling. It used to be over 1 billion. Mm-hmm. It fell to 900,000, 850 last year. Now it's fallen to 820. Projections are next year it'll be 790 million.
Wow. Yeah.
The mine supply, so that's income falling. Now, what is demand? So that's supply, 820 million ounces. Demand is 2 billion ounces. Wow. It could be more than that. We don't know. But Jeffrey Christian tries to say there's a deficit of, 500 million ounces. He tries to downplay it, but he can't downplay that much. There is a deficit. More silver is in demand than in supply every year. There has to be a drawdown from all the deposits around the world. Any banks that still got any silver in it has to feed the deficit. I feel we're now at a point where they've pretty much run out. All the central banks now, they've got no silver left. They've got overflowing of gold, but they've got no silver left.
Yeah. As an individual, you can still pick up little scraps and bits and pieces here and there, but not in any big quantity, I'd imagine.
In Asia, the demand is voracious. It's massive. There's 5-hour lines outside these bullion dealers.
Wow.
And now that JP Morgan has just suppressed the price, $5 or something like that, I think that might go to 10-hour queues. Right. People are all ringing up their uncle, the farmer in the countryside. Can you sell the pig? Can you sell the tractor, whatever? Buy silver. We're in a bit of a dip. They'll all be going to the bullion trying to take silver out of available supply.
Yeah, so that's what we see reflected in these charts as well, isn't it? You can kind of imagine that people get really excited as well. And they go, oh, it's $65, sell. So they sell everything. And it goes, boom, it's down again to a manageable level. But you're just going to see things coming up, leveling off, coming up, until something will happen whereby true price will be achieved, or the idea about true price, where it's going to start, like you say, it's going to start to reflect the scarcity in a way that nobody's going to be able to ignore. And I think that you came up with what was it I was thinking of there? Sorry,
the true value.
Yeah, it's like
true value.
Yeah, true value. There's also sort of adjusted for inflation and all that kind of stuff too, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, I've got this little figure here as well, because I was watching somebody else today going on about Weimar Germany, because we always use that as being like the worst case scenario of hyperinflation, and the way that silver is behaving at the moment seems to be an indicator that we may be at the beginning of the wave, as you say, the third stage really of that, whereby hyperinflation hits, and it's 3.4 trillion marks for 1 ounce of silver. That's 1 ounce of silver. It wasn't gold. It's like, you could buy anything you wanted to, with that kind of thing. If people buying half a city, all that kind of stuff, that's a kind of like extension of like being greedy and all the rest of it. But you just think how crazy stuff can get, it
overshoots under correction.
Yeah.
The illustration, like JP Morgan and friends who are manipulating the price of silver, it's like pushing a beach ball underwater or pushing down a spring. You push down a spring, and when you let go, boom. So they're pushing this beach ball underwater. Now, it's come up a little bit. It's gone from 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But when they lose control, the manipulation ends, the beach ball shoots to the surface. Yeah. I think the surface is true value. Unmanipulated price of silver, 3.1 grams is a 12-hour day's wage. That's true value for thousands of years. But I think the beach ball it'll come above the surface for a very short time.
Mm.
And then it'll settle back down to 3.1 grams, 12-hour day's wage.
That's
It might go
could you say
to
that
1
again?
gram.
3.1 grams is a day's wage. Yeah.
12-hour day's wage. That is historically irrefutable. Ancient Greece, it was a drachma, 3.1 grams, 12-hour day's wage. Ancient Rome, it was denarius,
Right.
3.1 grams. It's a tenth of a troy ounce. Troy ounce is 31.1 grams.
So today's rate, so you'll probably be getting paid 8-9 quid for a day in silver.
Like for an hour.
For an hour.
I see. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah.
For a day.
I mean, it's about £200 a labourer's wage, £200 a day, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. But
12-hour days.
If you're saying that's it's like so silver, like you say, is still
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculously cheap. Yeah, the manipulation hasn't ended. I don't think supply-demand fundamentals has got anything to do with price discovery. It's the criminals it's a crime in progress, it's still in progress. They decide what to type in and let the algorithms run. And they get a message from the top, lower it, raise it, set it at 60, set it at this, and they could type in -40 or they could type in 1 million. Price discovery has got nothing to do with anything. It's just what the criminals decide to type in.
Yeah.
Now, I know people say that's ridiculous, that can't happen, but they did set oil to -40. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Absolutely ridiculous, factual. Going back a few years now, they type into their algorithms, the manipulations, oil -40. That's the absurdity of it. Now, I would like to buy 1 billion barrels of oil. Give me $40 billion and so 1 billion barrels of oil. That's the absurdity of -40.
Whoa. Right.
Absolutely absurd. Makes a farce, makes a mockery of the whole system.
Yeah, of course.
But JP Morgan could type in whatever you're seeing, people are getting excited, it's gone to 65. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That is just the manipulation hasn't ended. It's a bit of a steam release. The pressure's building up. It was going to blow. Let's let off some steam, raise the price a little bit.
So I think somebody's saying that if you were to match up silver with inflation since the 60s or 70s or whatever, it should be somewhere around about 180 a gram, something. Sorry, 180 an ounce. Is that right, or a bit more?
I've not looked at it really. I don't think in fiat currency. I think fiat currency is a very poor measuring stick. Sure. Measure stuff with stuff. Measure bushels of wheat, barrels of oil, pounds of copper, houses, property. In 1980, it was about 500 ounces of silver could buy an average house, 3-bedroom medium average house in London, Paris, New York, Tokyo. So 500 ounces will buy an average property. That's true value. At the moment, it's about 60,000 ounces.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's gone up recently. It's probably about 30,000 now. But it's a ridiculously manipulated price. And this, conspiracy theory that silver is manipulated, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. Because JP Morgan got fined almost $1 billion criminal fine for manipulating silver. And they had some low-level fall guys go to jail.
Yeah. They can just take it off, though, isn't it? It's like it's an expense.
It is. And the guys who went to jail, they asked them, would you do this? We'll look after you. We've got our guys in prison. We'll look after you. Don't worry about it. You'll be rich when you get out. Do a bit of time. You'll have a nice retirement. Take the fall for us at the top,
Yeah.
But the point is, it is a fact. It's a conspiracy fact that JP Morgan were fined. It was just less than $1 billion, $920 million criminal fine. Like you say, it's a slap on the wrist. It's just expensive. Every now and again, they pay criminal fines and they carry on the crime. The crime is still in progress.
Yeah. So, So I had a question there. It's completely gone out of my mind. Yeah, it's so when do these bigger players start to recognize that they need to get in on the action with it?
I think it's happening now. There's a billionaire called David Bateman. He's a young tech billionaire. He made it big. And he has bought, am I right? It's $1 billion worth of silver recently.
Okay.
He posted about it on X and he's taken $1 billion of silver out of available supply. It's not a paper promise. Yeah. He took it out of available supply.
Yeah.
And he recently said, I'm keep buying. I'm going to keep buying. He bought it at less than half of what it is today. It's $1 billion worth.
Yeah.
That's just one. Now, you know what happened in the 1970s, the Hunt brothers?
Yes. 3
billionaires. All they did was buy a lot of silver. That's all they did. Nelson Bunker Hunt, he was famous for saying that any fool can run a printing press, just turn up to high speed, but it takes a lot of energy to mine and refine silver, and we're running out. So he bought a lot of silver, drove the price right up to $52.50 in end of 1979, January the 1st, 1980. And history says they tried to corner the market in silver. They were just smart, buying a lot of silver, weren't they? Well, David Bateman and ones like him, they are the new Hunt brothers. They're buying a lot of silver.
Right.
And like you say, sovereign nations are. Russia said we're going to try and restock. All the silver stockpiles have gone down for 100 years. They've emptied. They said we want to try and restock that. China has said it's a critical resource, same as America said it. China said any silver that comes into China is not allowed out unless we give special permission.
Yeah.
Now, when you think about that, Robert, it's like, well, if that's the case, all the silver will end up in China. It's like a non-escape trap, isn't it? If it goes in, it doesn't come out. And it's like, they're going to get all the silver, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, all countries will try and do that soon. They're all frantically trying to get the last bit of silver available.
So do you think that that what's going to happen is eventually it's going to go back to the level 1 of the process, which is where they measure everything up and say, okay, now, because I know the BRICS nations have been doing this stockpiling gold, for instance, and they might say, okay, we what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do an audit on everything, and say, all right, gold is the base metal along with silver or whatever it is, and once again it's exchangeable 1 for 1.
That's an excellent thing to talk about. I mean, nobody knows. Even the cunning men, they don't know. They got a plan, haven't they? But I think looking at history, you got stage 1, promissory notes convertible for gold and silver. Stage 2, suspend convertibility, expand the supply of the banknotes, the cash, until stage 3, gold and silver revalue up to account for. They do an accounting for all the cash being added to supply. Then there's chaos. Always there's war. There's chaos. It's usually a rise of a new, there's collapse of empire and there's all kinds of chaos. And there's usually several attempts to rejigger the system. They want to bring in new banknotes, but people won't have faith in it anymore.
No.
And then they force the only way to get people's faith in the new banknotes, the new currency, is to say that it's convertible for gold and silver. Whoever does that first, if it's the BRICS nations, they've got this unit, haven't they? New promissory notes. It's called the unit. Yeah.
Oh, right. To tell us about
it's been announced. They held up. Who's it? Putin held up, and Xi from China, and it's Russia, China, and India, the 3 primary ones. Yeah. And there's about 40 other nations want to join BRICS.
Okay.
And they say, well, they've got this we want to bypass the dollar. That is going away soon. We've got a new international monetary system. And they said it's 40% backed by gold or something like that. But I don't think that will work. How it's got to be convertible 1 to 1 for gold. Then you'll have confidence in it. I think that's what they'll have to do.
Yeah.
It's convertible for gold and silver, and I suspect America might have to. When the dollar finally dies, I think that will be the largest event in human history, in modern times, in recent human history. It's going to be such a shock to the world when there's no confidence in the dollar anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be chaos.
Absolute chaos. I don't think we've got any idea about how that's going to play out. I also, there's a funny thing about this as well, because it's almost as though there's a balancing that's involved in this process as well, because so many people have got a little bit of silver, there's a little ring here, or there's some earrings, or there's this, that, the rest. They could probably scrape together a bit. So it's almost as though the chalice is being returned to the common folk,
the people. Yeah.
In a nice way. And it would be really good if that were the case, with everybody could hang on for a bit and wait until things start to get interesting and say, well, if you need a hand up, you've got something,
Good. So, it's a little people, pizza delivery guy, cleaner. You could be a caretaker. You could have a really humble job. I'm just a pest controller. I'm very humble. I kill rats, cockroaches. I'm the lowest. I'm like toilet cleaning. I'm a very low, menial job. But people like me are buying silver.
Yeah.
The rich people can't. The billionaires.
Because it's not worth their while.
Yeah. Well, they could. This guy David Bateman, he did. He's put a lot. But some of if you're worth 100 million, you could put 10% of your wealth into silver. So 100 billion, like say Jim Rogers. Or if he puts 10% in, he'd buy all the remaining silver that's left. Yeah. And now the 90% of his wealth will go down because silver will, they can't get it.
Because it's not, because the game's not being played. They're not going to enter the game until it becomes something which is going to be sizable.
Until it goes up. Yeah.
Till they say, it's £1,000 an ounce. That means that then my portfolio is making something click, which they'll switch to something else. So it's the game, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's got to go up to go up.
Yeah, the
Have
big
you heard
players
that
don't get
saying?
involved.
Yeah, until it goes up.
Mm,
Once silver goes up, it's a crazy thing. It's what's it called? A Giffen good. It's a it's counterintuitive to what you think. Supply demand.
mm,
Well, as the price goes up, demand is supposed to go down. But
yeah,
actually, with silver, demand is going up. Sorry, the price is going up, but demand is going up with it.
yeah,
It's got to go up to go up. Once it goes up a long way, then the billionaires can start buying it. They can start
yeah,
selling gold, selling stock shares, stock market, and buy
yeah.
silver.
Because it's
It's got
just
to go up to go
trinkets,
up.
just
Yeah,
trinkets from at this point. It's just trinkets, but that is quite good, and that's why it's been really good to listen to people like yourself and say, for us folk, get on board.
yeah,
This hypothetical £1,000 that we got in our pockets. It's like
yeah.
you might say, yeah, spend a bit of that on silver. I would definitely
Keep
say,
buying. I say buy grams every month.
yeah,
Chris Drain says if you can, this is very aggressive, but 10% of your monthly income put into physical silver. Take silver out of supply. If you got £2,000 a month, say, you first of all put £200 into physical silver. You buy that, and then you pay your rent, your food, your bills. And if there's not enough left to pay your bills, then okay, I'm sorry, cost of living crisis, I can't. But I've got to buy that. You've got to pay yourself first.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
very aggressive. Some people put 5%, but
yeah,
every month is dollar cost average. Keep taking a little bit of silver. I think no matter how poor you are, even someone in poverty. Now,
mm,
there's half
yeah,
the world's on $2 a day, aren't they?
yeah,
Well, they could put 20 cents into silver every save up, and when you've got enough, you buy 1 gram.
yeah,
It's the people's money, like you said. Even the lowly poor people can buy silver.
yeah. They can have a chance rather
Yeah,
than everybody being bloody wiped out by these greedy people. And it's like, and it would be nice to think the reciprocation of that is that these other people have got none of it. Because
yeah.
it's too lowly for them. It's like, oh, we don't want to be involved with that. It's like, well, great. I want to see the day when you have that rug pulled out from under you. To be honest.
That's what people are talking about. A wealth transfer. It's going to
Mm,
transfer to those who have the silver.
yeah, that would be nice.
It's
It's as I say,
it's not too late.
reciprocation. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, but before we ring off here, just return to Japan a minute because there's this thing
Yeah.
about the IKEAs, and
Ah,
uh,
yeah.
it's great because a lot of the people I used to hang about with, it was like the squatting scene in Bristol back in the 80s
Yeah.
and stuff. It's like the thing is that could you explain to the audience here about the IKEA system
There's
in
about
Japan?
10 million. There's 10 million empty homes that are reported. And I think there's millions more that are not on the IKEA list. IKEA is a Japanese word for abandoned home. Now, some of them are really beautiful. They were only recently they were lived in. The reason so many are abandoned is because the population of Japan is falling by about 1 million people every year. So often an old person dies or they go into an old people's home. Their home is now empty and it should be inherited by the nearest relative, but they don't want to because there's such high inheritance tax in Japan now that the Japanese economy is so bad that the yen is falling, and it's like it's very high inheritance tax, and they have to pay the land tax on it. Most of the time, it just becomes abandoned.
Mm.
It becomes empty, and I've seen so many nice homes, really nice homes that are empty. It's not owned by anyone. I suppose the government owns it. Now, there's a law in Japan. If you occupy it for 10 years minimum, you squat there for 10 years, you can claim it as your own.
Yeah.
It's a bit, it might be 20 years. If there's someone challenges, it is actually my family's, then you might have to make it 20 years. But I think if you've been living there for 10 years, why do you want to claim it as your own? Because then you've got to start paying land tax.
Mm, yeah.
Just I know a load of gaijin, which are this Japanese name for foreigner. Anyone who's not Japanese.
Gaijin, yeah.
Yeah, gaijin, there's a community. And this one American guy, Andrew, he wanted me to move over with him, take my family. This big area of lovely houses up a mountain. It was safe from tsunamis, not too
Mm,
far from Tokyo. And it was one in every other house was lived in about 20 years ago. The others were abandoned. And then it was like 1 in 10 was still lived in.
mm,
9 houses were abandoned. And now I think it's 1 in 15 is still an old person living there. The young people have all moved away. There's so many abandoned houses. He's chosen one. And he's got quite a few guys in that he knows from other countries to come. He said, I'll help you choose a house. You like that one? Okay, that's yours. And they move in and everyone helps each other. I've got
mm.
two that I've chosen.
Right.
And you're not doing anything wrong. I
That's
can
the thing.
teach you how to, yeah.
Yeah,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
but not to interject there. That's the thing. There's like you put across in a program that you were talking about this, where there's not the sort of there's not the same conception about it as we'd have over here. It's
That's
like,
right.
dirty squatters moving in and taking over the bloody neighborhood. It's more like, well, this is okay because
You're
it's
doing a
not
good
being
thing.
used. Yeah, you're doing a good thing. And do you find that locals are quite responsive to that? The few that there are left
It
around, you know?
depends. It's a very at the moment it's a difficult one. It depends on the area, how you present yourself.
Mm,
Now, if you present yourself, look, this house would have gone to rack and ruin in no time at all. You know, greenery grows through and it'll be it's gone too far, it's derelict.
mm,
If you're maintaining it, you're keeping the area clean, you're polite, you're friendly, you help out in the community. You know, we help clean the area when I'm there. If you really present yourself like that, it takes a bit of time to warm to the locals, but you can do. Give them gifts and be super friendly and polite.
yeah,
You can do. It depends on the individual, but you do your best. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but you can choose one of these abandoned homes, and there's millions to choose from. You can choose one that's not really that far gone. You know, it's quite nice. There's
So you
loads of
do
really old
tours.
tatty ones.
You do tours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing that. Me and my son, because we've got this one area. It's called Tami, which is 45 minutes from Tokyo on a fast train,
Hmm.
and it's full of beautiful empty homes now. There's so many people just abandoned homes there.
Mm.
And I'll help someone if someone wants to. We'll do a tour. We'll come over with you. You can look at 100 houses if you want. Choose
Yeah.
one or two that you like.
Yeah.
Now I know how to. You can check land registry. You can see who the last owner was, if they are deceased, when they deceased. Has anybody claimed it? Now, if no one's claimed it in a certain amount of time, it is abandoned. That is, it is not wrong. If someone's abandoned something, they've relinquished ownership of it, isn't it? It's not wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It is abandoned. Now, what we do, we change the locks. You get a key. You tidy it. It's going to be dusty. You have to throw rubbish away. And there's lots of things to consider. Do you connect to the utilities,
Mm.
or do you just get solar panels? You know, and there's lots of things to consider like that.
Yeah.
But most people don't live there full time. They just want a bug out retreat or have holidays there. That's what I do.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's relatively cheaper to live in Japan these days.
The yen has
For a
gone down a
Western.
long way.
Yeah.
So you can have beautiful meal. You know, it used to be, didn't it? Like think Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and all these countries. You know, the pound and the Western currencies go a long way. That didn't
Mm.
used to apply to Japan,
No, not
but
at all.
the yen is falling.
Wow.
I go to a nice 100 yen sushi restaurant. 100 yen is like 30p, and it's beautiful. You know, and that is like that's one plate. But I have like two or three. I spend about £1 there, and it's such good
Good
quality
man.
food. It's such good.
Yeah.
I love. I could really sell Japan.
Oh
The
God, I
food, the
absolutely love
people.
Japanese food. Yeah.
Yeah, so healthy.
It's good way of living as well. You see the folks over there, and they seem to be in
Yep,
pretty good health, generally speaking. Bit of physical
absolutely.
exercise, and there's that thing about sort of. I think you're supposed to take part in cleaning the community every so often and
That's
stuff like
right.
that too. It's
I,
where,
I lived there for the longest I lived there was about a year and a bit in one go. And the
mm,
one woman came up and said, "This the clipboard." Okay, oh yeah, now I understand. Right, so I'll put my name down for this, and we all have a shift, and the neighbours all just keep the area clean. We do a
lovely.
couple of hours cleaning, and that is
Mm.
good community spirit. You help each other. Anybody need help? Anybody's ill? You know, it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, we do beach cleanups and stuff here because there's a lot of
Good.
waste comes off the fishing boats and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
once or twice a year, yeah, you slog out and do that, and that's a way of bringing people together. But most of these little rural communities, it's almost like they had the crap kicked out of them during the COVID thing, and they've
Yeah.
not really recovered.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are naturally kind of a little bit agoraphobic, you just don't see them anymore. You know,
Yeah.
they're tucked away, and it's like there's no fireworks night anymore. There's none of this stuff. Just
Mm.
we're losing everything.
Japan is the opposite of that. It's all about community. It's all about helping each other.
Mm,
Very friendly.
yeah,
And these days, you've got Google Translate. You know, the translation you can. I mean, I'm learning Japanese. I'm not that good yet. But if you could make a bit of an effort to speak to the locals, it
yeah.
really makes it. If you wanted to, Rob, if you wanted to plan a trip to Japan while I'm there, we can go look at some empty homes and choose one.
God, I'm going to take you up on that anyway because I've always
That'd be
wanted to go
brilliant.
to Japan. I want to have hot sake. Even though I don't really drink, I enjoy hot sake
Hot
and
sake, I love it.
one of these
Yeah.
mountain springs. You know, oh man,
Yes, onsen. The onsens is
onsen,
so
right?
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Some abandoned homes. Me and my son, we were checking out. We checked out quite a few, and they had an onsen there because it was on the mountain. Its natural onsen is piped to that house, and it was a beautiful
Wow.
stone onsen there. There was all
Mm,
boxes and stuff. The last person who died didn't like maintain it, but I thought this would be amazing, wouldn't it? If we get this turned back on. I
yeah.
was doing all the checks on it. You're spoilt for choice. You're going to choose 20 homes and you can't decide which one you want.
Wow.
There's millions of empty homes that are abandoned. I know people can't get their head around it. What do you mean, free house? You can't get a house for free.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. And if you're doing a good thing, it would just go to wreck and ruin.
Yeah.
If you save it before, and you'll do a bit of work, I sand it down, varnish, paint, keep it clean, keep it maintained,
Yeah.
you're doing a good thing for Japan, a good thing for the area.
I saw one guy who was doing that, and he was like reinstituting this little rice paddy outside the place, and
Brilliant.
growing, and the neighbors are there going, actually, he's all right, he's doing okay,
Yes.
this boy, it's like, well,
And then give little gifts to all the neighbors. I go around,
mhm,
this is for you, is welcome. I want to just show that I'm part of the community. Yeah.
nice, yeah, cool. Well, that sounds like a brilliant thing. I mean, I'm happy here on Sky, but the just the UK is going to the dogs, man. You know,
Everybody's saying that. Do you remember Keir
yeah,
Starmer said he came out and said once, if you don't like the changes we're making, then leave.
you can leave. No, this is our bloody country.
I know. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Unbelievable.
thanks very much. Yeah, brilliant. Where do we go? It's like everyone else has
Well,
got.
Rob, you want to keep your home there. That's your but then come to Japan occasionally. Have a
Yeah,
place where you can go and stay.
yeah.
Maintain it. It's a very safe place. Crime levels are so low.
Now I'm moving into my dotage now, so I think it's time to go and make the trip to Japan. That would be great.
Brilliant. Choose a house. And the
Yeah.
thing is about there's so many empty homes there. Some of them have gone too far. It's too much work to do them back up. But this sounds crazy, but you can go in there and look. I need a new fridge. I need a new table, chairs. I need a new. It's abandoned.
Mm,
We got a little K truck. And you look. This furniture's nice. You're not stealing. You're not doing anything wrong. It's abandoned. It would all
yeah.
just rot. You can get everything you need. You bring it to your home. There's so many. This guy Andy, he's building a community of Gaijin from all Australians, Canadians, and we all help each other. We need some new furniture. Let's go up the mountain. It's all these abandoned homes. No one's been there for years.
Mm,
You can take what you need. It's
yeah.
not stealing. It's not. People say that's disrespectful. The deceased person. Well,
Yeah.
look, it's going to all be rotting away, isn't it?
Yeah. What a strange thing, because it does put you in a bit of a predicament, doesn't it? It's like morally, it's like, God, is that
It's
right?
hard to get your head around it, but it
Yeah.
is not wrong.
And they
It
they
is not
they
wrong.
don't see it as being wrong because the government have already put a stamp on it and said it's
Oh, the
unused.
government. No, they want you to save this home from going derelict. They
Yeah.
they like it unofficially,
Yeah.
but different one. There are Japanese people who don't like it. These gaijin coming over,
Yeah.
but it all depends on how you present yourself. Really be respectful,
Yeah.
make an effort with the Japanese culture, and
Yeah.
really show you're part of the community.
Well, that's the case, isn't it? Wherever you're going as a
Yeah,
stranger, because I've been on Sky for 35 years, but I'll never be a local, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
But
You
you
were
always,
born there. Yeah,
yeah, you just be respectful and
yeah,
don't make a dick of yourself. That's
yeah,
kind of like the thing. And try and do something locally when you need to. So
yeah,
that's the key, isn't it? We're all human beings after all, and we kind of
yeah.
like we want to be able to help each other out when we can.
Have barbecues, invite them over, and
Yeah,
just be part of the community. I love that. Japanese
yeah,
people are so friendly, and you can trust. Kids like go to school at such a young age on their own. They can go to the shop in the dark. It's
yeah,
safe. It's a
yeah.
really safe place.
Yeah, man.
Such
You,
low
you don't.
crime.
I mean, we're fine here for now, but there's so many places in this country which I feel so sorry for people because they no longer feel that. It's like
Yeah,
we had a high trust society and we just don't have it anymore.
not
It's
anymore.
going away. What a shame because it's the inevitability of stuff. But we don't want a black pill. We want to say that there are there's a way through. I think we're all going to have to put up with something with some difficulty on the horizon. But if we can make contacts and look
Yeah,
after one another and the people that are immediately around us and the people that we care about,
good.
we'll get through. Um, and like you say, a little bit of prepping. That's it.
And have plans.
Yeah, you don't have to be paranoid. You just have to be aware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think have plans.
a
Have a
plan.
bug out plan.
Yeah,
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But if you have a bug out retreat, say for some reason you wish you could get away. Like, for example, what if there was a draft, compulsory military service?
mm.
I personally wouldn't. I would not go and kill Russians. I'd be friends with them. I'm not going to go and kill
Yeah,
them. You know,
yeah,
so and if it came to it, me and my son's 18 now. I don't want him. Either go to prison, conscientious objector, or bug out. I
yeah.
would bug out. Japan is my first choice, but have a few other plans.
Mm.
If it came to that, I hope it doesn't come to that. I don't think it will.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
have plans in place. We've got a go bag each. We've got a bug out location. have a plan in place, plan B and
Yeah.
plan C.
Yeah, I absolutely respect that. That's right.
Mm.
Dave, it's been a real pleasure like meeting you face to face here.
Ah,
And
thank you, Rob.
as I said, I'm a big fan. So so I'm hopefully, you get past the 19 new subscribers and on to people that really care about that. And I'll try and spread the word here. I'll try and get this to the attention of the local group here as well, so that
Brilliant.
so we can maybe knit things together that way. I'm going to keep in touch with you if you don't mind,
Yes,
and
please. Yep,
it's going to take you up on your offer of Japan one of these days,
I would love that.
not too far in the future. Dave Silver, you've been an absolute star. Thanks so much for your wisdom and for your patience, and also for responding so quickly too. That's great.
Thank you, Rob. Really appreciate it.
Okay, my friend. Fairly well.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.